3, 2, 1. All right. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Thank you so much for being here with me. This is my last live session of the year 2024. And so thank you for tuning in. It's actually December 31st of 2024 right now. So welcome and thank you so much for joining me here today. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And you are joining me right now on an episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. All right. Today our topic is, will USCIS stop taking cases in January of 2025 after Trump 2.0 comes back into office? So we'll talk about that today, all right? We'll talk about that today, and so welcome. Thank you for being here. Remember, the Empowered Immigrant Live is where we train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants to make the most out of immigration law and to make the most out of their lives, okay? So today our theme again is, will USCIS stop taking cases? Will it shut down after Trump comes back into power? Will it shut down in 2025? And so we'll talk about that theme today. And, you know, my question for everybody is, hey, do you want to figure out a way to change your immigration status? Do you want to do something where you can apply for a green card or apply for asylum or come out of the shadows or fix your immigration situation in some way? Because if so, I'd love to help you with that. My firm is on a mission to win 10,000 immigration cases by 2035. We would love for your case to be one of them. We do intend to win cases even under the next political administration. We won cases even under the last time that Trump and his administration was in power. We intend to win cases this time as well. So if we can help you in any way, we'd love to do that. All right? So it is the last day of the year, folks. It's the last day of December of 2024, the day, at least the day I'm recording this video. If you see it later, then, then Happy New Year to you if you're watching us in 2025 already. But, here we are. And we're coming up on, we're just 3 weeks away from the new political administration taking over the White House. Trump has won the election. It's bad news for immigrants. It's also bad news for immigration lawyers. And it's going to mean some changes, right? It's going to mean some changes for USCIS cases and immigration cases, all in each of the departments. When we talk about immigration law, right, basically what we're talking about is cases in front of USCIS and cases in front of the immigration court system. There are some cases in front of ICE also, or in front of Border Patrol, CBP, Customs and Border Patrol. But by and large, the 99 possibly % of the cases that we're submitting, they're in front of USCIS or EOIR, the Immigration Court. Huge caveat, I should say that. Those percentages are not correct because there is a small percentage of cases that are done before the U.S. State Department also. Like for all of the people that are not currently in the United States, right? If you're outside the U.S. and applying for a visa or a travel authorization to come in, well, then you're applying through the State Department. That's a small percentage of the cases of our firm, but there are a lot of clients, that are in that situation if you're applying for a visa from outside the country. All right? So let me rephrase it. USCIS, EOIR, and the State Department. EOIR is the Executive Office of Immigration Review. It's the immigration court system. All right? Those are where our cases are located. And so that's where we're filing our applications for immigration relief or for immigration benefits. And so today I'm talking about USCIS. all right, which is the vast majority of immigration cases. We're talking 28,000 cases every day get reviewed and adjudicated by USCIS. Applications for work permits, right? Every time you've applied for a work permit, every time you've applied for a green card, every time you've applied for citizenship, every time you've applied for any normal immigration benefit here in the U.S., right? U visas, T visas, whatever, like VAWA cases, asylum even, you're applying, typically at least, in front of USCIS. Okay? So USCIS is enormous. It's huge, and it's going to be enormously affected by the incoming administration. Okay? They process applications and petitions for family-based and employment-based and humanitarian-based immigration benefits, work permits, citizenship, and the number again is it's over 28,000 requests are processed every single day. All right? And so think about that volume and then ask the question, okay, is USCIS going to shut down in 2025 after Trump 2.0? Like, no. All right? No. They're not going to stop taking cases. Some of our clients are nervous right now. Oh, we got to get this on file right here, right now. Like, yes, it's recommendable. It's wise to get it on file ahead of time, and we can explain why that is. All right? There will be changes, and you want your case to be on file before any change of regulations and things of that nature. But it's not going to end, right? It's not going to completely vanish, right? They will still be receiving applications, at least until, if immigration laws all change to just say, nope, we're not accepting immigrants anymore, then that would be completely a different situation. But that's not what's on the horizon. Really, what we're looking at is more restriction and more scrutiny of the applications that we're submitting. It's not a complete end to immigration applications across the board. Does that make sense? All right? If you have questions as I'm talking, and if you're just tuning in right now, thank you for tuning in. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm a certified specialist in immigration and nationality law by the State Bar of the state of California. All right? My office is located in Oakland, California. We fight for the rights of immigrants. We have clients throughout the United States, even clients internationally, and so we're here to help if we can help you in any way. Okay? So here's what I think will likely happen to USCIS cases under Trump 2.0. Okay? I've got a list of 10 possible changes that I expect on USCIS cases under the second administration. I'm going to go through those right now. Will that be useful? All right. I hope that's useful for you. I hope it is helpful content for you. Thing number one that I expect to happen under Trump 2.0, because we saw it under Trump 1.0. All right. We saw it the first time. Thing number one that we expect to see is increased scrutiny on applications and petitions. All right? They're going to basically bring, it's going to be a more rigorous process, which also means that processing times the case will take longer. All right? Because officers will look more carefully at, and really they'll be looking for reasons to deny more cases, which means that your cases need to be filed professionally. It's time to do them with lawyers, not with notarios or with your cousin down the street or whatever. Like, you want your case to be done well. Okay? So thing number one, we expect an increased amount of scrutiny, rigor, right? A challenge to all applications and petitions that are filed to the government in 2025. We expect that. Thing number two, they've talked about creating a denaturalization office. All right? And the goal of that office is to look at folks that have won citizenship And if there's suspicion that someone has won their citizenship through fraud or through a misrepresentation of some kind, then they'll file denaturalization proceedings to try to take that person's citizenship away. So that's bad news even for some U.S. citizens. All right? It's not just immigrants that they're after for that. They're after citizens for that. All right? If you think about that. And so if you are nervous about that situation, or if you think, oh man, was there a problem when I won my citizenship, talk to a lawyer, talk it through, right? We can at least request your records and be ahead of that, right? If you're nervous about that situation. Okay, so that's thing number 2. Thing number 3, which is like a change to expect in front of USCIS, we expect fewer requests for evidence and more denials. Like, we expect that the government won't take as much time to type out a detailed request for all of the evidence that should have been submitted from the beginning, and we expect them to just straight up deny the case, which is going to be frustrating for a lot of people. What that means is that if your case wasn't fully documented or filed with all of the supporting evidence from the beginning, then they'll deny your case, and you will either need to appeal or you'll need to refile with a new filing fee, right? Like, it'll actually be more expensive. Okay? That's thing number 3. Change number 4 to expect in front of USCIS is we expect to see an increase in the issuance of NTAs. What's an NTA, everybody? Like pop quiz. What's an NTA? What's a notice? Okay, I shouldn't have said it. It's a notice to appear. All right, I'm answering my own question. What's an NTA? It's a notice to appear. What does that mean? What's a notice to appear, Otis? What it means is they're sending more people to immigration court. All right? If you're out of immigration status, or if you're undocumented, or if you don't have a plan B already in place, and if you're quote-unquote deportable under the law, if that application gets denied, then they'll send you to immigration court. Now, what does that mean in practice? Well, that's going to slow down your case, all right? It's going to slow down your case. Now you're going to be in deportation proceedings, and now the stakes go up, the risks go up, and the costs go up, all right? But we do expect that to happen on more cases, all right? Change number 5, we expect to see a decrease in requests for expedite, or really in the approvals of requests to expedite a case, like narrower options for expediting my case. Oh, my spouse is dying of cancer. I need my visa now. Like, we see, our office handles that, right? We've done this. We've won that type of expedite request. But I think that what I've been reading of how the Trump administration is going to handle it is they're going to make it even more strict and even more difficult than it has already been to move ahead of the line. Like, they're just going to say, hey, I'm sorry, man, there's just a long line, right? And we gotta stay in the line. Okay? Thing number 6, change number 6. Tell me if I'm going too fast. We're doing okay? Everybody with me? All right? Thing number 6, change number 6 to expect in our USCIS cases is restrictions on fee waivers. All right? Like, they're not going to waive the fee. And similarly, an increase in enforcing the public charge rule. Like, they don't want to waive the fee, and they want to make sure that people have enough income so that they're not going to become a quote-unquote public charge, basically require welfare, right, or government assistance. And we saw that under the first Trump administration, and it's possible, right, and we can expect that some of that will come back in under the second Trump administration. Okay? Change number 7 that I expect at least change within USCIS is delayed production of green cards and work permits. That's really frustrating for people. And you're right. It's really frustrating. But I do expect it to happen, right? Number 8, stricter examination questions on citizenship. When you take your naturalization test, right? There are tests, there are questions that you have to answer and study about U.S. government and things of that nature. And I expect that those questions very well might get more strict. Okay? If you have questions as I'm talking, feel free to submit them. All right? Molina, I see you there. Thank you for coming in. Mike Johnson, I see you there. Thank you for coming in. Great Davila, hey, great to see you there. And Leopoldo, hello. And Silly Illy, cool name. And Nohela, great to see you all here on Instagram. Everybody, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C., where we fight for your American dream. I'm recording this. It is New Year's Eve. It is the 31st of December of 2024. Hope you all are making your plans for a wonderful New Year's. All right? And I'm going through the changes that I expect to see in USCIS. We've been getting clients that are nervous. Oh, is USCIS going to shut down? I don't expect USCIS to completely shut down, but I do expect 10 changes, and I'm going through the 10 changes. All right? Number 8 that I just mentioned is stricter examination questions when you apply for citizenship. Okay? Number 9 is I expect more interviews. All right? Interviews possibly even when it's not necessary, which slows the process down. It's a drag, all right, to make people go in for an interview even when they've got a bulletproof case. And it's completely documentarily qualified, right? All right. And then finally, number 10, a possible additional increase to filing fees. All right, like we're going to see. We're going to see if that happens. I'm not sure if that'll happen, but I've heard rumors that that is going to be proposed. Okay, so those are the 10. Hope that's useful. Hope that's helpful. You know, what you got to know is as we enter the new administration, as we enter 2025, I alluded to this already, but I really will emphasize it. It will be more important than ever to have a lawyer, all right? Like, have a lawyer. Have a lawyer review your application. Have a lawyer represent you in front of the government. Make sure that your case is done well, all right? Because otherwise you risk not only being denied, you risk also being put into immigration court proceedings where you don't want to be, okay? So it is more important than ever to have a lawyer. Please don't do this with a notario. Please don't do this with somebody who's just inexperienced, okay? And yes, I am a lawyer. I'm aware of that. It's like, oh, you're just trying to get more clients. You know, it's like, what I'm saying is actually sincere, right? It's like I actually want to maximize everyone who's listening to me. I want to maximize your chances of success. All right? I want to maximize your chances of winning your case. And so that's it. That's it. You know, you don't have to hire me, but please hire a lawyer. All right? Like, it will improve your chances of success. Okay? Especially if they know what they're doing. All right, so I am not saying to not file, right? Sometimes the risk is higher to you to not file, right? Think about that. Like, they're talking about mass deportations and stuff, right? So sometimes the risk is higher to not have an immigration application pending. So you want to think about that too. Like, I'm not telling anybody to not file their case. We had a client who just recently has gotten married. Well, yeah, file. You know, you're eligible for a green card. Like, let's go. You got married to a U.S. citizen. Congratulations. We had a client come in the other day where the spouse is a permanent resident and they just got married. And the other, husband's undocumented, wife is a permanent resident. And so the good thing, though, is that the wife in that situation has been a permanent resident for over 5 years already. So I'm like, boom, let's file your citizenship and win your citizenship, and then we can turn around and file the green card for your husband. But let's win citizenship first. It makes the husband's process so much better. All right, we can get into the law around that maybe in a different episode, but that's the reality. Okay? So anyway, that's that. When possible, file your case now, right? If you're already working with your lawyer, call your lawyer. Like, let's get your case going. All right, let's file this case now if we can. All right, my office, I think, has like 7 applications going out in the mail today, right? It's like let's do what we can to make things happen today when possible. Okay? So that's really all I've got for today. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your presence and your attention and tuning in. All right? Thanks for following. If this content is useful, if it's helpful, please subscribe to our channel. All right? The best channel to follow is our YouTube channel. All right? And when you hit the subscribe button, also hit the notification bell, and you can receive a notification whenever we submit an additional video with news, with updates, things of that nature, so that way you can stay informed. All right? Now, I do have some questions here, so thanks to everybody that's asked your questions. So let's see here. Molina, I see you there. You say, hi, attorney. What's happening with VAWA cases, just the I-360? It's almost 2 years. Biometrics were done. Prima facie determination letter, and no request for evidence. Okay. So if your question is processing times for the I-360, it depends on whether or not the abusive spouse, parent, or child was a citizen versus a lawful permanent resident. Because for permanent resident abusers, you have a priority date that you've got to track, okay? And so that's one caveat, okay? And so, but otherwise, VAWA cases do take a long time. 2 years is not uncommon in a VAWA case, but if you've got your prima facie determination, like, congratulations, at least you've got that. And then, hopefully once your I-360 approval notice comes in, then you can apply for adjustment of status. Okay? So I hope that's useful. I hope that's helpful. It sounds like you're in the right path, though. Okay, so congrats on at least getting the prima facie determination resolved, right, and approved. So Mike Johnson, hello, attorney. Hello to you as well. All right, great. Zaza, I see you there. Very cool name. You say, greetings. I'm so glad that the algorithm sent you my way. I'm in Oakland, California, a current green card holder, and I think it's time to apply for naturalization. Oh, man, Zaza, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to help you. I moved here with my parents in 1986. We got political asylum. I'm a bit nervous. Do you offer initial consultations? Absolutely. Yes, yes, and yes. Feel free to give us a call. We're here to help. We'd love to help. Okay? Very cool. Very cool. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. My empowerment tip this morning is just, set yourself up to start the new year right. Okay? Like, be honest with yourself, right? What went well this last year? What went not so well this last year? What did you learn this last year? What are you grateful for this last year? And what areas do you want to focus on to grow this year? Right? I like to start every year by clarifying my goals and my commitments. Like, what did I do well last year, and what do I want to take action on this year to make this year better? Right? It's like, I really believe that you can make 2025 the best year you've ever had. Right? It doesn't matter. No president, no leader, no politician can hold you back from your life, from the life that you want. All right? Only you yourself can hold yourself back from that. Right? You can make a plan. You're smart. You're capable. You can make a plan. You can go for what you want to go for. right? You can create the life that you want. If you're not satisfied with the environment that you're around, you can change your environment, right? If you're not satisfied with your job or with your career or with the choices that you've made, you can change them. All right? You have the power. And I just want to share that with you. And it's like, hey, think that through and let this new year, let the new years, right, be an opportunity to re-examine what's gone well and also what changes you want to make. And then you can totally rewrite the future for yourself and for your life. All right? Anyway, I hope that's useful. I hope that's helpful. I really appreciate each of you for being here. All right? My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And Rob Lawrence, I see you here. Let me look at this question. You say, my Filipino girlfriend is married, separated for 20 years. The annulment is too long to wait and pricey. What do you recommend? Yeah, it's too long to wait and pricey. No, it's not. All right, like let's get clear about it. Forget the annulment. Go for if it's not an annulment, it's divorce. All right. What's too long of a wait and too pricey is doing nothing. All right. The divorce process takes about 6 months. The cost is what it is, a couple $1,000 maybe, right? Hire a lawyer that knows what they're doing, file divorce, get it done, and now you can file your green card. It'll change your life, right? And so it's like, yeah, I would just like encourage you to think that through, get good advice around it, get good, It's like, what's your life worth? And what's your wife's life worth? Because if to say it's too long and too pricey, like compared to what? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's more pricey, more expensive to keep putting it off. Right? Instead, you gotta take action. You gotta make it happen. Make this year the year that changes your life or your wife's life for the better, right? That's the way I see things. All right, so I hope that's useful, hope that's helpful. Zaza, I see your comment there. Hey, thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for saying that. All right, everybody, I really appreciate each of you. Make it a happy new year, all right? Take something on, review what happened last year, think about what you want to do different in the new year. If my office can help you in any way with that, like if your goals for 2025 in any way relate to your immigration status, hey, if my firm can help you with that, we would love to. All right? And we're just a phone call away, folks. All right? All right. If divorce is not available, Rob, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dancing in this conversation with me. If your wife is here, all right, if your wife is here, then under California law, under U.S. law, you can file divorce here, all right? If your wife is there, and if it has to be an annulment process and you've talked to lawyers about it, like you got to do it, all right? I don't know what else to say, right? In order to file a marriage-based immigration case, if that's the immigration case we're talking about, you've got to not be married to anyone else. Otherwise, that's bigamy, and it causes a problem, causes an inadmissibility ground, right? And so you got to do what you got to do, in other words, right? And so anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Hope this is useful. Hope this is helpful. My name's Otis Landerholm, and I really appreciate your tuning in. We'll see you in the new year next time on our next episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Make it a great day, folks. Thanks a lot.